can we create a pig pen that does not smell? We have got some pigs, and our big challenge was to create something that would, 1, contain the pigs, 2, be perfect for them to stay in until they were ready for the freezer, and 3, did not smell. The area we are keeping the pigs is right in the middle of everything else, and I know that pigs are notoriously stinky. I also know that composting toilets work surprisingly well and don't smell bad. So my question is, could we combine these two sort of concepts and come up with a pig pen that's not stinky and gross? So the very first thing we did was created a sturdy, solid, decent sized pig pen that could contain 2 pigs. For this we used landscape grade 4x2s. It is all pressure treated or tannalized, and inside it we used a whole lot of free scraps of corrugated roofing. We made that wall a good metre. It's just over a metre high actually. It was just to fit the size tin that we've got, which is about 3 feet, just over maybe 3.5 feet tall. The upside to this is it gives us a nice solid base to be able to build up material in the bottom of. Also, it gives us really sturdy walls that the pigs cannot and will not knock over. Plus, it will withstand the wind that we get here. We made sure that we put down a concrete slab and we have bolted the woodwork to the slab. Then, of course, we needed a roof. This is to mostly keep the rain out. A wet pig pen is a stinky pig pen, so we've tried to keep the rain out of it. And the plan is to put some gutters on the back of this and to be able to catch the rain and to be able to set up a pig watering system with it as well. Currently we've just got a barrel with a pig nipple on it, but long term the plan is to have it all hooked up as a self-watering system. The other thing we did was put in a nice solid back wall against where we get our predominant wind and our driving rain, again to try and keep it dry but also warm for the piggies. Now there's a concept called Korean natural farming, and in it they have a pig keeping system which we wanted to give a go, partly because we have a whole lot of logs here and partly because we have a whole lot of carbonaceous material and partly because it just made sense. The very first thing we did was make sure we had a nice solid concrete slab that slopes ever so slightly so any liquid can drain off. The second thing we did was added a layer of charcoal. This helps absorb the urine and helps get rid of any of those smells that do make it down to that concrete level. For this we used just a whole lot that we had from barbecues and incinerators, things that we've been burning bits of wood from, so it's probably not the most ideal charcoal, but it works fine for this application, and long term it'll end up in the garden. The next layer is a layer of logs, and so the idea with this is it keeps the air happening in under the layer of deep bedding, which helps stop it getting putrid and stinky. And on top of that we put a big thick layer of carbonaceous material. For that we have got all these pine shavings. Ideally these would be more like 3 foot thick. We have got them about 1 foot thick, which I suspect is nowhere near thick enough. The other thing Korean natural farming adds is labs, which is a lactic acid bacteria. We don't actually have any of that right now, but I plan on adding some before we add the pigs. So here we are, a bit further down the track. We have the pigs in here now, and what have we learnt? Well, the challenge is it's working within limits. The pig pen doesn't smell like roses, but it certainly isn't stinky, and when there's a wind coming directly from them you can't smell them, which is ultimately our goal. Now if you lean over the pig pen and have a good whiff, it does smell like pigs, which is not that surprising. One thing I didn't anticipate was the pigs digging up all of the sticks. So they've dug up all the sticks. We've ended up climbing in there and pulling them all out. I think that step was probably a waste of time because we didn't have enough deep bedding on there all at once to stop them being able to get down into it. However, we are still adding plenty of carbonaceous material. For us, we're using the wood mulch that they've left behind from all the logging. And thankfully pigs mostly just use one corner, so we have just been dumping fresh stuff in there, and also in the corner where they're being fed they're making a bit of a gross sloppy mess in there of the wood shavings, and so I've been adding extra in there as well, and so far so good. It's keeping on top of the smell. We have 2 very happy pigs that are enjoying burrowing and rummaging in amongst the wood mulch. They're nice and dry and warm, and so far it doesn't smell bad. So have we succeeded in this challenge? Yes, I think we have, but our original plan didn't quite work out. But if you are looking at keeping some pigs in a smallish area that doesn't smell disgusting, this method has worked really well for us. Obviously my ideal would be to have the pigs out in the paddock roaming around, free ranging, doing their thing, but at the moment we don't have any perimeter fences, and so to do that would just be irresponsible. We would end up losing the pigs out to the forest and it would just be an epic disaster. freezer. So for us, this is the solution we're going with right now, and it is working really well. If you've got any questions about this system or any comments or any hints or tricks, please leave them down in the comments down below. And if you want to find out about how we did pasture raised pork, check out this video up here about raising kuni pigs. I'll see you in the next one.